You can ask my wife. I'm not a crybaby by any means at all. I cry for the dumbest things. I cry at weddings. I don't even know if you know the people. I cry when puppies are born. And that's pretty much all. And this morning, and I haven't even seen a whole lot of puppies be born. That's kind of gross too. I cry when my baby was born. This morning I pulled up, and if I was to be honest with you, I saw Grant's car, I saw Josh's car, I saw Andrew's car, I saw Nathan's car, I saw some other cars, and I just knew that the high school that they were going to put the band together, and that's whose cars were here, and they were going to lead some worship this morning. And I got all sentimental, and I had to sit in my car and kind of gather my thoughts for the moment. I was like, sure, it's dusty in my car because my air is tearing up or something, but it's just like, wow, like, I was just sentimental because man, I love those guys, and I've just been so awesome to watch them grow up the past few years. And I think I've been. Grant, I think when I came here almost 5 years ago, you didn't even play guitar, and so we've just got to watch the transformation and the progression of all that. It's just been so awesome to see you and all these other guys. I mean, last time when I first got here, Caleb Johnson was 4'3". Now he's 8 guys who play. It's just crazy watching everybody grow up, and it's just like so awesome and so sad at the same time. I've told people that if you know anything about our story, we've been tracking this, we're going to take off. My wife in the back, and this is my last Sunday in this room. Wednesday night Extreme, we'll talk about that in just a minute. This is my last Wednesday night Extreme. I'll speak in 2 weeks upstairs, and then I'm done. And then we pack our bags and we take off to Chattanooga on January the 2nd. And it's been so really surreal. Our hearts have been torn in a lot of different ways because we're doing what God's called us to do. We're going to Chattanooga, starting a church because that's what God has called us to do. Does it make it easy? On some ways, yeah. But does it make it, is it hard? Absolutely. You know what's hard? Because of you guys. I mean, you guys. Don't make it really hard. I mean, you're the first guy I met when I came here. You and your family. And Larry, you're the first wake-up video. Actually, you're a part of it. I was going to wake him up. I didn't even know you stayed in the same room as them. And so you got in for a bonus. The guy was in 5th grade had no idea who I was. And he's like, who are you? And why are you bouncing around on my bed with a video camera? And I'm like, hey, my name's Daniel. He's like, awesome. Can I go back to sleep? So I can go on and on and on. All these memories and stuff. It's just been crazy. So it's so surreal. It's so surreal, man. We're sad. We're happy at the same time. A couple things about just kind of what we're doing as a church plant. Today, when you leave, you got there and got one. We've got these wristbands. We'll get one Extreme if you don't get one this morning. But this is the name of our church is NORTHSHORE Church. That's where we're going to start. And so we have these wristbands made up, and it says NorthShoreChurch.tv. We're not on TV, but that's our website. All right. So grab one when you leave, and let this be a reminder to track along with us because there's always open invitation for you to come play with us. We'll come back here periodically and play with you guys. There's an open invitation for you to come play with us and be a part of what we're doing. And for the band, you guys hope you know it, that I'm praying hard that's the worship band for NORTHSHORE Church. There's an open invitation there, the door is wide open. And by wide open, I mean it's like we tore the door down to make it easy for you guys to get there. So come hang out with us. I just want to take it real quick, and this is not what we're allowed this morning, but I just want to take a moment, I have an opportunity to tell you about my world. NORTHSHORE Church is the name of the church. We're going to be out from Crossroads Church. I mean, you guys are sitting us, but we're not going to be called North, so we're not going to be called Crossroads, because we want to take on the name of the community that we're in. So who's ever been to Chattanooga? Everybody been to the aquarium? All right, so if you're at the aquarium, you know there's a big river right there, all right? And if you're back to the aquarium, you're looking at the river, that's the Tennessee River. On the other side of the river, that's called North Shore, the North Shore of the Tennessee River. And we're going to land in that community right there. So as you think about North Shore, kind of why it's called that, it's because we're going to land in the North Shore of Chattanooga. And so pray for our church. Pray for my family specifically. We're going tomorrow to try to nail down a place for us that our family to actually live. We thought we had a place. We found out that it was in the ghetto. And the reality is, I said it jokingly, but the reality is all of Chattanooga, to some degree, is the ghetto. The ghetto that we were going to land in was not the ghetto in North Shore. And so if I'm going to live in the ghetto, I'm going to live in the ghetto where I'm actually going to plant a church. So we're a little bit away from North Shore. So we're going tomorrow to circle North Shore like a buzzer waiting on something to die so I can bounce on it. So pray for us because we want to try to find a place in the part of North Shore that God wants us to be in. And then specifically ask you to pray about Chattanooga, because you probably asked the question, why Chattanooga? Man, if you've ever been there, you probably know why, because it's an awesome city, great city. But the reality is there's a huge need there. So go back to the aquarium. If you're at the aquarium and you're going to put a 10-mile radius circle around that area, what you find is 80% of the population that will fall in that 10-mile radius, that circle, are unchurched. So it means while you enjoy this and you're having a great time worshiping the Lord, majority of the population of Chattanooga doesn't give a rip about Jesus. Doesn't give a rip about Jesus. So there's a lot of work to be done. And so as you think about those things, pray for us, pray for North Shore Church, stay in contact with us because we want to stay connected to you and have you come play with us. And we'll come play here at the So, all right, a couple announcements and then we'll get rocking and rolling. Extreme this was not. I just said it's our last extreme for the school year. It's my last one that I'll be with you guys in this capacity. Two things I'm going to ask you guys. One, we want to wear white. If you've been to Christmas at Extreme for the past 2 years, we try to black it out, make it glow, and it's going to glow even better if you all wear white. So wear white, so you'll just be shining. All right? The second thing is we've been taking over offering for our gospel for Nepal, trying to bless others, trying to give back to other people who have their need. And so we've been taking offering for the past 6 weeks or so. You guys raised about $1,000. And so this Wednesday night is our last chance to give to that. And so this is what we're calling it a great night of giving, where we're going to give a ton back to you guys. We're going to lavish you with presents. I'm going to give everything I know to give. I'm going to give it to you. And I'm going to ask you guys to do one thing. It's going to give back toward, not towards me, not towards Extreme, not towards Crossroads, but to people in need in Nepal. So I'm asking you to go break the piggy bank open, grab your cash, and whatever God lays in your heart, bring some cash and give to the offering for Nepal on Wednesday night. Is that cool? All right, and then about Sunday morning, this is my last Sunday morning here. This is your last Sunday morning in here until January. So the next 2 weeks, you'll be upstairs. For Christmas in 2 weeks, and then the Christmas next week, and then 2 weeks, I'll be speaking upstairs for my very last time. I feel like I have all these things already from stringing this out. I don't plan on it to be that way. It's just the way it happens. So in 2 weeks, I'll be speaking upstairs, asking you guys to come support us like you do that. All right? All right, so here's the deal. This morning, as I thought about this, I really felt like I wanted to use this opportunity to just kind of remind you some things I've been teaching all for the past 5 years. Some things that I really want to lay in your heart that you would grab hold of. So this morning, it's going to be awkward because it's Christmas time. And you're used to probably hearing Christmas messages. Like this morning, they're talking about baby Jesus and stuff, and rightfully so. And you're trying to think, man, I was going to bring some Christmas, little deal. No, not. Somebody wakes up. He's already asleep. Wow. He left. Yeah, thank you. Don't hate it. Here's the I want to take this opportunity not talking about Christmas, but talking about something that I want to remind you guys to be about. Something I think would be, if you would let this grow roots in your heart, I think it would change our world. So I want to start out by showing you a picture. Brace yourself a little bit, it's tough. So check this out. This is July 12th. It looks like 1988, but it's actually 1966 is the date on the bottom. This is the Life magazine cover story right here. It's the starving children of, I don't know how to pronounce that. Something more. Yeah. So I read and I saw this picture in an article about 6 weeks ago, and I just thought, man, it's such a fitting article, such a fitting thing that I want to share with you guys. So let me ask you a question. Who's got an iPhone, iPad, any kind of Apple product? Not even on, just you have it. Anybody just let's play a game with me. Anybody have an idea as to how your Apple product in this picture right here might be connected? Somebody said last hour that the iPhone took this picture. Anybody see a problem with that?
Yeah,
1966. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah. The Apple's good, but not that good. All right?
iPhone 6 took us back in time.
Wow. My goodness, exploding. That was awesome. All right, here's what it has in common. I read this article, like I said, about 6 weeks ago, and I was like, man, we need to talk about this. In 1966, this Life magazine cover came out, and a guy by the name of Steve Jobs. You know him? Yeah, Apple guy. He was maybe middle school, high school at this time, and he read this article, saw this picture, and he couldn't wrap his mind around what's going on, that there's such brokenness in this world. So he takes this magazine. This is what I didn't talk to Steve Jobs. This is what someone said about him. He takes this magazine cover. He takes it to church. At that point, he was still in church. He takes it to his youth pastor, small leader, his pastor, somebody in the church. And he asks him a question. He says, "Is God good?" So I ask you a question. Is God good? Absolutely, He's good. And then he said, Can God do anything? He asked that question. So I ask you, can God do anything? Yes. All right, Steve Jobs, after he hears the guy say yes to both, he pulls out this magazine. He says, "What about this? Then what's the deal with this right here? What's the deal? If God is good and God can do anything, why is this? Why does this happen right here?" And the answer that he got was not what he wanted. Maybe the guy from around was like, I don't know. For whatever reason, though, Steve Jobs said, "You know what? That's not a great answer. God must not be good. He must not care. He must not be able to do anything that he wants to do." And so Steve Jobs is often saying, use this picture right here as ammunition to walk away from the church, walk away from the faith, walk away from Christianity, walk away from God. And the reality is, that's a travesty. I mean, that picture is a travesty. The fact that Steve Jobs walked away from the faith because of these things is a travesty. So the reality is, this type of stuff still happens in our world. I mean, it still happens in our world. There's starving kids in our county, even right now, not just in Africa. And so, I just want to begin this morning by asking you, what would you say to Steve Jobs if you were that middle school pastor or that small group leader or whatever? If somebody comes to you, maybe your friends have come to you, and they say, if God is good and God can do anything, then what's the deal with this? How would you answer that question? Zach, what would you say? Free will. Tell me about that. Somebody started this. Yeah, free will. People jack this up, man. Okay. What else? What did you guys say? He does things for a reason. That's deep. They might ask the question, well, what's the reason behind that? And I don't know. But that's a good answer.
He shows people what it's like to teach people to be grateful for what they have.
That's good. I like that.
He sent us and made us to fix problems like that.
Man, and we're going to land on that. Absolutely. We're going to land on that. I'll just go ahead and unveil it. You've heard me say this. It's no new news, guys. God's saying, hey, I hate that stuff. And yeah, you have free will. And most of you all chose to do the shady thing to lead us down this path. God's desire, God's plan to restore and redeem things is you and I saying that can't happen. So instead of letting that happen, let's get our hands dirty. Let's work to restore things. Let's work to fix things. What else? Tell her. Pull them out. Pull out your Steve Jobs, iPhone, whatever. Go to Exodus chapter 2. And I'm going to look at really a couple of texts this morning that we have seen really over and over and over again. If you're in high school and we've grown up together, you're probably like, man, I've heard this several times. And the reason I'm saying it again is because I want to leave you with this. I want this to not only take hold of your head, but in your heart, you actually live out some things. And so, Exodus chapter 2, you've got to set up the story where the Israelites are in Egypt, You know, Joseph, he got thrown in slavery and ends up in Pharaoh's house and stuff. And he becomes, this ruler in Egypt. He brings his family over there. They start living happily ever after. Start making babies. They grow like massive, like wildfire. And one day, Pharaoh looks out at his kingdom and says, hey, you know those Israelites? You know those foreigners to our land? There's a lot of them. And if we don't do something about them, maybe they'll overtake us. Maybe they'll get this crazy notion that, you know what? There's more of us than them. So why don't we just overthrow them and rule our own self? And so Pharaoh's like, I'm going to one-up them here, beat them to the punch. I'm going to do something to make sure that doesn't happen. I'm going to make them slaves. And so they go on for years being in slavery. You know, slavery still exists today, and we say, man, that's a travesty. That shouldn't be so. That's horrific. And sometimes we would see that and say, God, are you not concerned? God, what's the deal here? We shake a fist at heaven, like Steve Jobs say, if you're good and you can do anything, then what's the deal with that? Do something. And so you get to Exodus chapter 2. Here's what God is saying. So God looked at the Israelites, and check this out. In case you thought he wasn't into what was going on, he says, I'm concerned about it. I'm concerned about it. I hate it. People should not make other people slaves. People should not do that to each other. I'm concerned about them. So don't think that God is removed from the situation. You think God is removed from your situation? You think he doesn't care about you because he's not doing things the way that you think he should be done? God's an intimate God, a personal God. He wants a relationship with you. He's concerned about what is going on in your life. Then you get over to Exodus chapter 3. Just to kind of paint a different picture. He says the same thing over and over again. He's having this conversation with Moses about the situation at hand, the slavery that's going on. And the Lord said, I have indeed seen the misery of my people in Egypt. I've heard them crying out because of their slave drivers. And check this out. And again, I am concerned about their suffering. God sees it. The slavery didn't catch him by surprise. He's not like, Moses, are you kidding me? That's really happening? I was unaware. He's like, no, I know what's going on. I'm concerned. And check this out, verse 8. So I've come down to rescue them. Moses is like, thank God. About time you did something here. You've unveiled this plan. Thank you, God, that you're doing something. He says, I have a plan to rescue them from the hand of the Egyptians and to bring them out of the land into a good and spacious land, a land that is awesome. So Moses is thinking, absolutely, thank you, God, that you're about to do something. Goes on, verse 9. And now the crowd of Israelites has reached me, and have seen the way the Egyptians were oppressing them. So here it is. Here's the plan. Here's what we're going to land on this morning. Here's what I want you to take away. Here's what I want you to live out. That God, he sees the plight of man. He knows what's going on. He hates it. He knows it shouldn't be. He's concerned. He has a plan to restore things, to make things all right. And here is his plan. Verse 10. So now, go. I'm sending you. Grace, you're right. You're right. God hates all this stuff. He hates the fact that there's kids on Lifetime magazine who are starving. He hates there's slavery in the world today. He's concerned about them. And the reality is, for whatever his wisdom is, I don't know. He can snap a finger and it'll all be done. But for I don't know, for whatever reason, he invites you and I to play a part in redeeming humanity, to restoring all things. God has a plan to make things right. He's given us free will, Zach. And the reality is, he wants us to choose to be involved, to make things right, by being like Moses and saying, yes, I'll go. He's sending me. And so, here's my spin on things. Whenever I see pictures like starving kids in Africa, maybe not so much I do now, but maybe there was a day where I used to get angry at God or shake a fist and say, God, I thought you cared. I thought you whatever, fill in the blank. And I believe God would respond and say, hey, Daniel, I do care. And I am doing something. You know what I am doing? I'm sending you. Man, you guys, middle school, high school, leaders, adults, he has put us on this planet as his ambassadors. He's gifted us with talents, with financial resources, with the network opportunities to talk with people, to be part of the plan to fix things. God wants to fix things. He's in the business of fixing things. And for whatever reason, He invites you and I to play a part. So if I ever want to get angry at God and say, why don't you play your part, God? Why don't you do what you need to do? I think He'd say, hey, why don't you look in the mirror and ask yourself the same question? Because you know what? That's your job. God has put us here. He's given us here. He's given us resources. He's saying, now you go play your part. You go fix what's broken. You go do some good things. Flip over to 1 Timothy chapter 6, toward the back of the book. We're looking at a text that you guys have looked at with me, I know, probably 2, maybe 3 times in this room right here. 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 17 through 19. Paul is writing to Timothy. He says these words, command those who are rich. So right there you're probably thinking, this doesn't apply to me. This doesn't apply to me because I'm not rich. We'll talk through this in a minute. He says, command those who are rich in this present world not to be arrogant or put their hope in wealth, which is so uncertain, but put their hope in God, who richly provides us with everything for our enjoyment. Command those. Who are those? The rich people. Command the rich people to do good, to be rich in good deeds, and be generous and willing to share. If you'll do this, he says, you will lay up your treasures as yourself as a firm foundation for the coming age, so that you may take hold of life that is truly life. He's like, rich people, be good. It's a command here to be good, to be rich in good deeds, to be generous and willing to share. He says, if you live out that, you'll find out what life is really supposed to be about. You'll take hold of life that is truly life. And so, the plan to restore all of humanity, the plan is for rich people to be generous, to give, to sacrifice for the sake of other people who don't have things. And yet, I know, and this is what we've unpacked before. You heard me say that this is for the rich people. And you just checked out on me. You say, well, you know what? I'm not rich. I'm not rich. And anybody know how I would respond to that? We've talked about it several times in here. How would I respond to you saying, well, I'm not rich? Compared to others you are. Specifically compared to who? Yeah, people in Africa. Because here's our problem. This is our problem. We think we're not rich because I compare myself to my neighbor next door. And his dad just got a new car. And my parents, they drive a car that's maybe 3 years old, 5 years old, 10 years old. And my other neighbor, well, they just got some new clothes. Or they just got like a new patio furniture. Or they got a new grill. And you know what? My parents can't afford that. They got this 80,000 foot tree. And I got a Charlie Brown tree. And we compare ourselves to other people around us. Maybe you're comparing yourself to someone on your road right now. Saying, you know what? I wish I was like them because their parents have all this stuff. That's a bad comparison. Because when you compare yourself to someone outside of America, who's rich? We are. I've said it this way historically. If you're an American, you're rich. You are rich. You may not think you are, but I'm telling you, you are. You know how I know you're rich? You got clothes on. Thank you for wearing clothes this morning. You offer if you didn't. You have shoes on, unless your name's Danny Kilgore, and that's by choice. Alright? You probably ate breakfast this morning or something. If you didn't eat breakfast, you're like me and you hate breakfast, you ate something yesterday. You drank a glass of water. You had a Mountain Dew. You had access to those things. You had money to go buy those things. You know what? The majority of the world doesn't. The majority of the world doesn't. So, you're rich. You are rich. If you're an American, you're rich. And so here's what God is saying this morning. Here's what I want to leave you with. If you think about the last thing Daniel Hicks said to you on a Sunday morning, is that there's broken things in this world. It's horrific. It shouldn't be that way. But God has a plan to restore the world, to make things right. The reason why it's not right now is because Zach is right. We have free will, and most of us have chosen to do this selfish thing. But God is saying, you rich Americans, man, do something of significant in your life. Do something that's working towards taking up the life that is really life, that's really about what we should be about. And you should be rich in good deeds. Be generous and willing to share. That's what we're called to do. That's the plan to restore all things, is you and I. And isn't that awesome? Because all of us, we have dreams and aspirations of doing something awesome with our life, being famous, for people to know us, to contribute to this world. And God's like, you can do that. You can do that. Maybe the tabloids won't write about you, but someone else is going to think you're famous because you rock the world with your generosity. And so I'm encouraging you guys, man, be rich towards giving to other people. Not just of your finances, but your time, your talents. And we were blessed this morning because these guys gave their time and their talents to bless us. Be part of solving the world's problems. I mean, really, you can do great things. I just want to just throw some stats out at you to show you that if we would actually maybe live this out, we could actually do something of significance to help change the landscape of the world. And I want to show this first stat. Miss Alicia, you're in here. You can correct me if this is wrong. But you did the H2O movement, and y'all were trying to help solve the world water crisis. Real quick, do you know how many people are affected by poor water? I mean, diseases. How many people are infected? I mean,
1 out of 6 people in the world.
1 out of 6 people in the world are infected by nasty drinking water. It's not just they drink it, but it just causes all kinds of other disease and stuff. And so, I mean, a lot of people die because of it. And the reality is, that's a treatable thing. I mean, you can have a cure for that. You can provide clean drinking water for them. The H2O movement created wells for people to have clean drinking water to help solve some of the world's problems. Do you remember remember off the top of your head, how much money people have estimated it would take to solve the water problem in the world?
$9 billion a year.
$9 billion a year.
And Americans spend, I think, $54 billion a year at Christmas time.
Absolutely. So $9 billion a year. I heard estimated $20 to $60 billion a year that it would take to solve the water crisis. All kinds of stats up there, but the reality is, when you think about in light of what you just said about there, the $54 million at Christmas, billion. Yeah, that's just Americans spending Christmas. If we could do a little bit differently, and I'm not knocking on Christmas, man, go buy some gifts. Go be generous. Go love people. Don't think that I'm saying you can't buy a gift. I'm just saying we can think a little bit different about maybe how we spend our money. Think about the money we spend in Christmas. We would take that. We could solve the world's water crisis. Is that ridiculous? That is crazy. And yet, most of us don't do anything about the world's water crisis. But yet, we'll see pictures of kids dying because of lack of water, disease-infested water. And we'll be like, God, what's up with you? Why don't you do your part? He's like, hey, make it rich American. Look in the mirror. You're there for a reason. Play your part. Play your part well. I found this stat. What's the second one, Josh? That $52 billion were spent by Americans last year on Black Friday. In one day. In one day, we spent $52 billion. Anybody want to go shopping Black Friday? This year, last year? Ask my wife sometime. We went shopping Black Friday last year, first and last time ever. I went to redneck capital of the world, Walmart, in Chattanooga, and literally, in my life, we thought we were going to get beat up or stabbed. People were going crazy. You've seen it. I'll describe the scene for you guys, for us. We went to a Walmart, and we were looking for a DVD player for our car that had the dual screens. And so, had an awesome sale. Do you have a question?
I was work at Walmart once, and these two ladies were fighting over the computer, and they were fighting for, I think she said, like 30 minutes nonstop.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. People fight over that. So, well, we were at this Walmart. We wanted this thing, and so this particular Walmart didn't have a great system on how to get things out. Usually, someplace have a ticket. This one was called, hey, let's just roll this pallet out there. It's covered in plastic. And at midnight, let's just cut the plastic open and see what happens. Well, you know what happens? People stab each other. We're right there at the pallet. We're waiting on, we're counting on the minutes. It's midnight. They cut that plastic open to unveil the presents. And literally, in my line, this guy is like Superman. Came flying 30 feet through the air and landed on top of the pallet. And that sent everybody in a ruckus. I mean, people were like, kicking folks, you know. And I'm like this, and because I'm in this crowd, I'm just getting like tossed and turned like this right here. And luckily, they're moving me towards the middle of the pallet, so I'm like not getting away from my merchandise. Well, this cop comes in and starts going crazy, blowing his whistle, throwing people. And he finally gets everybody to calm down and stop. Hey, why are you filming me? Yeah, all right. And we all stopped, and really at my feet, like 2 people over, is this lady in the fetal position who'd been getting trampled on. And I was like, wow. And then the next thing I noticed next to her was the merchandise I was looking for was sitting right there. So I was kind of like just waiting. I was kind of like, and I grabbed it and I ran. And no, I had the Kung Fu grip. And I went over to the next little section. And we just kind of sit there and we're breathing. And I'm a grown man. I'm literally shaking, scared for my life. I'm not lying. We walked in the store and I had a Kung Fu grip the whole time. Because people are so crazy that we were afraid we were going to get just robbed right there in the store. And I'm like, this is crazy. And so we had the experience. And all across America, you heard stories like it. That same year was the year the lady out in California was, I think she was pepper spraying people. And it's just like, are we ridiculous? And one day last year, we spent $52 billion on crap that none of us really need. And there's people outside our walls, even in our county. You don't have to go to Africa to see this. But there's people even in our county that are hurting and struggling. We saw this yesterday. We got to be part of the Angel Tree, the Mercy Tree deal. People part of our county came over and we provided them gifts and just blessed them. And so there's hurting people even in our county. And so again, we want to just say, God, what in the world? What's going wrong here, God? Why don't you do something? And I just truly believe God would say, hey, I am doing something. He had that same type of conversation he had with Moses. He said, hey, Moses, man, I'm concerned about my people. I am concerned about what's going on. I've seen what's happening. I'm not oblivious to things. And Moses, I've got a plan. And Moses goes, I'm sending you to be part of that plan. And God, I'm telling you, look around our world, there's some things that are shady, there's some things that are wrong. And God is saying, hey, I'm not oblivious to those things. His heart breaks for those things. Those are his people. Those are his creation. And he would say to us, as his followers, if you really want to follow me, if you want to take hold of the life that's truly living, truly what life is supposed to be about, then now I ask you to be generous, to be good, to be rich, to be good deeds. I want to just remind you one last time that your generosity, you giving, not just keeping everything that you have, but you giving and thinking of other people really does change things. You know that we support 2 kids, People Fashion International here. You guys, we take an offering every Sunday morning, and we support 2 kids. One is Kalute, who's from Africa, and another Celeste is our little girl. And Kalute wrote us a letter. And I'm going to read it to you. This is our new letter from Kalute. And this I love this because your generosity, you being rich, you being generous, has changed this kid's life. So this is a real thing. This life's being changed because the people taking God seriously to play their part in the story of God. It says, Kalute salutes you halfway in the name of Jesus. He said that he is very pleased to write to you, the members of Crossroads Church from our school. He says the Lord God is doing great things to his life. He wishes to know how to begin in the United States. He lets you know that there are physical features in his home area of Stream, where they fetch water at. That's not really how you pronounce it. I don't know what this is. He lets you know that, and I love this because since we've known him, he's always been this guy, that academically is going well at his school, and that last term, he was position 1 in his school. He's top of his class. He's always been top of his class since we've known him. And I love that. And here's why. He says he arrives at school very early in the morning and leaves very late in the evening. So how many guys do that? Y'all bolt as soon as y'all get out, right? I hate this place. I'm out. He's like, I love school. And can I be honest? I don't know why. Maybe should ask the question. Maybe he likes school because where he lives, there's not a whole lot else to do. And so he's like, you know what? This is one thing I can do. I'll go there. And so he loves to go to school. He says he loves to read storybooks. He's very grateful for you and your support and prayers for him. He He says he always prays for you when you attend Sunday school at Africa Inland Church. He says that at home he helps his parents, and when darkness creeps in, I love that, creeps in. He's a storybook reader. I mean, as Buddha said, when it gets dark, he's like, when it creeps in. He starts revising his homework and past exam papers. So, for fun, he goes and does homework and looks at Old Testament. So, this guy's awesome. We're all going to work with him one day. He requests you to pray for his academic progress. He's number one in his class. How do we pray for academic progress? He's going to be the teacher one day? I don't know. He also prays for you to stay healthy. He wishes to know the name of the river near you where you stay. That's a random question. What's your river? Because the river's not that important to us, but to him it's a lot bigger. He wishes you a Merry Christmas. After you guys are routine, he bids you goodbye. So here's the deal, guys. His life is being changed. His life is being changed because we are taking the command, not the suggestion, but the command of God, from his followers, to play their part in the story of God, of blessing others, not just being selfish Christians, but looking at the things that are broken in our world and saying, what can I do, God? Here I am, send me. So here's my action step for this morning. It's not a lot, but it's a start, because I want you guys to just start. So this morning when you leave, I'm going to give you $1. It's not a whole lot. It's $1. You know what? I say it's not a whole lot. To us, this means nothing. To someone in other parts of the world, this could mean like food for the day. And I'm going to give everybody $1. And I want you to think about, what can I do with this $1 to bless others? To start this process in my heart. Here's the deal. You listen, John, you hear this? This is not your $1. I'm not giving this to you to spend on you. This is not your $1 to buy a Coke with. This is not your $1 to buy some French fries with. This is your $1 that you can ask God, have a conversation with God. God, what do you want me to do with this? Maybe you talk to your family. And I'm not going to go through all these ideas because I want to rob you of hearing from God what God wants you to do with it. But maybe you talk to your family and you pull some dollars together. And maybe you go buy a homeless man some food. I don't know what you do with it, but here's the deal. I'm giving you $1 today. Start the ball rolling down the hill in your mind and your heart. Give you some resources that you are to use to be a part of blessing others. Because again, that's what God's invited us to do. There's a lot of things broken in this world, and God says, you know what? I hate that. Now go. Use your resources. We're going to do two things to believe. I'm going to pray for you guys, and then because I love the North Shore band so much, I'm going to have them come back up and lead us in 2 more songs. Because I want to rock out. Hey, I love you guys. Thank you so much for letting me be a part of your life for the past 2 years. Thanks for letting me share with you guys. I pray that there's some world changes in here. I pray that God is calling you to change the world. I pray that you will not walk in fear, but you step up and say, I'll go, God. If you're going with me, I'll go. Use me to change the world. Daddy, I love you. Thank you so much for loving us.